and welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. And today's pick a card topic is all about your next relationship. Who are they? Who's coming into your life? What can you expect out of this connection? And when are they going to show up? I do have three piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the Knight of Wands. Pile number 2 with the Knight of Pentacles, and pile number 3 with the Knight of Swords. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, it's important to trust your intuition when you are choosing a pile. You can even pause this video if you need to. My timestamps are always listed below, of course. And I want to take this moment to welcome back my returning subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has put their comments below for a chance to win a free reading. I want to congratulate this month's winner. I will be drawing a new name, so be sure to drop your comments below. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you are chosen the winner, of course. And I will notify you in the comments section that you are chosen the winner, and I will give you clear directions on how to reach out to me to get the ball rolling. But for today's pick a card topic, who is your next relationship? What can you expect out of the next relationship? The who, the what, and the when. Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hi, pile 1. You were drawn to the Knight of Wands, and this is your reading. What is your next relationship going to be like? Who are they? What to expect? And when are they showing up? Now, the Knight of Wands, you can see the firecracker in behind. It's really exciting. There's a lot of go with this energy. There's a lot of passion with the Knight of Wands as well. It says Knight of Inspiration, so this connection could inspire you, or this person could be very inspiring. It could be a really good sign about promoting us into something more, or something perhaps even long-term into the future. So let's take a look here. Fireworks are flying though between two of you, which is wonderful. So let's see. Could be drawn to Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You could be the fire energy. This person could also be fire coming through. All the details of your next relationship. We have the Ten of Swords. We're starting with the Ten of Swords, which is speaking to old cycles that are coming to a close. So this may be a brand new cycle that's coming in for you. Sometimes this speaks to expectations. We all sort of create a storyline out of what to expect next. And we could be expecting maybe a resurgence from an old connections. We could be expecting somebody to return to our life, for instance. And this is Spirit's way of gently telling us to perhaps loosen up those expectations just a little bit. It could also speak to somebody who's kind of not typically the type of person you would go for. It's like somebody completely outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Here's Emperor, and we have a lot of Aries energy coming through with this person. We have the Lovers. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. We also have the King of Pentacles. Now, I do feel like this person is really good looking. I feel like there's like a lot of physical attraction with this person. I do think that they probably know that they're good looking, like they're not unaware of this fact. And they are somebody who loves a good time. This is somebody who has a lot of energy. They love to travel. There's a lot of physical attraction between the two of you instantaneously. They are asking you to step outside of your comfort zone when it comes to, again, your expectations as far as somebody from your past returning. I do feel like this is somebody new in your life. They're also referencing like going out a lot, maybe going out in groups of people with this person as well included at first. You could meet them within like friendships, for instance, or within a group of friends. We have the Star. The Eight of Pentacles. And for someone watching, this Eight of Pentacles could be very specific about the work realm, but it doesn't have to be connected to the work realm. We have the Nine of Cups. The Five of Wands. And there is a definite sense of crush energy. It's like maybe you find this person really, really exceptionally good looking. There's a certain amount of smugness that we've achieved for even being included in this connection in some way too. There is a little bit of like a jealousy connected to this situation though. We have the King of Swords. We have the King of Wands. There's a lot of fire energy with this person. We also have a lot of Aquarius energy coming through here as well. Now, what they want to say about this type of connection is that they say that this connection is a lot of fun. It's definitely fireworks across the board. They are saying that this person might take a passive approach to actual full-fledged commitments with you. They're not necessarily interested when you first meet them in a relationship. I think that they're interested in playing the field. They're interested in keeping things a little loosey-goosey between the two of you. And that's where some of your expectations might need to be adjusted, because you could be being asked by your guides to embrace this period of time with the Three of Cups, to have fun with this connection, because Spirit does feel like this is a lot of fun, and it's how we interpret the fun or how we include ourselves in it that really helps us set the stage to our whole experience. Because we could go in with this attitude in mind of just enjoying ourselves with this person and seeing where that will take us, or we could go in with this expectation that we're going to fall in love here and we're going to get married. And then perhaps some of our expectations won't be matched exactly, at least not right away. This person seems to need time. They have a tendency sometimes to sabotage good opportunities at times, to be honest with you, because they're a little bit restless at this period of their time. So it's like they're telling me they're going through what they would call like a selfish phase, but they're not a selfish person. I feel like this is a really actually a good person. I think that they have a really sharp wit, and I think it's a really intelligent wit as well. They seem to have a really good memory for things, and I don't know why Spirit's bringing that up. It might be a part of their job or something they're proud of. Like they seem to have a really sharp memory. It's almost somebody watching with like a photographic memory of some kind as well. This is actually being presented as an opportunity for the Divine Masculine to be able to grow up a little bit, to be honest with you, because the attraction to you is very real as well. That's why this person feels really proud to show you off in groups of people or around their friends, for instance. They feel really good about showing you off as well. But they do have a little bit of a hard time embracing togetherness instead of independence, because they see that as like a bit of a weakness or something. They're also referencing that you may not want or like the idea of meeting this person online, but for someone watching, you may be meeting this person online. Spirit says that there could be other people that you know that actually have like a crush on this person. You may start out with like a crush on them, and that's how it evolves. And I feel like this person's going to be very opportunistic towards you. It's like they're going to see an opportunity and they're going to take it. They are the type of person to go after what they want. It just so happens that what they want is a very physical, perhaps, connection with you. Or it's like a very friendly, I should say it in that sense. It's a very friendly situation. Here with the Three of Cups. Again, this is a lot of fun. This person can bring a lot of good times, joy into your life. We have the Otter. And you know what? I do feel like they are sensitive. I don't think they're ready for commitment cycles, and that could be because of things that happened in their childhood when it comes to what they viewed as far as commitment cycles. They're a little bit defensive. But I think that they're almost defensive because they actually crave deeper connection. And this person has like a baby face, Spirit says. Like it's very good looking, but they have like a baby face. We have the Whale, and we have the Frog coming out on the back of the deck. This is really asking you to trust your intuition as you navigate this connection, making sure you're seeing their perspective from every angle, making sure that you're not holding on to any unrealistic expectations that they may not be able to fulfill for you. They're also speaking here about expression. Don't hold yourself back from expressing what you hope for instance, or you might drown in some of that emotion. What type of connection will this be, please? You have here working through your fears. We have the Scorpion. We saw the Scorpion in the other deck as well. I just saw time to give rather than to take. And so on some level, the two of you are really parallels, because their fear is commitment and perhaps your fear is being left behind. And so even though they're different fears, they sort of work, they're both connected around vulnerability, which can make us kind of defensive. It says, what do you need to release? Show the world the real you. And they want you to feel like you can be authentically yourself. That's why they're encouraging you to just have a good time with this connection and not hold on too tight to any outcome, because it gives you an opportunity to be unafraid to be yourself and to see how this person reacts to that. And if they don't react in a positive way, then you'd perhaps know that that's not something you want to pursue further in the future anyway. Let's get a time frame here to see when this person might be showing up, please, for pile number 1. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. They're saying that on some level we're already kind of working on it. You could already have a crush on this person, for instance. Again, connected to the work environment for some. There's like a to-do list. We're already seeking out information, and part of the to-do list for someone watching could also be seeking out information online. The Two of Wands, because they do see things starting up like very, very quickly, even within the next couple of months for the collective here. But the time frame is also contingent upon like the to-do list for the Divine Feminine, the action that she's going to take. And here's the Fool. Yeah, taking a leap of faith. In fact, they're speaking here about somebody who could already be kind of chatting in a very physical way or a very fiery way. There's a feeling about taking a leap of faith and just kind of going for it here. Again, with no expectations, perhaps, about where it's going to lead us, but taking a leap of faith. So even in this moment, within like the next couple of weeks, if you're already talking to someone that you have a crush on, this could evolve into maybe more of a physical connection. The two of you could go out and have fun. They're not quite ready or interested in a full-fledged relationship yet, but you are a positive influence for that momentum. And the attraction that they have is very, very palpable, pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 1. Whoops, missed the bowl completely. There's the Star. Again, a highlight of connectivity. Internet could be prioritized here as well, but also it's just really a beautiful representation of this vulnerability that we feel when we're not sure where a connection is taking us, and how the collective as a whole is having a hard time sitting in that discomfort, whereas Spirit wants us to see it from a different perspective and see it as kind of like the joy of the ride. It's like when we're on a roller coaster, we're not anticipating the end, or sometimes we are, I guess, if we're afraid, but it's about the joy of the journey. They're also, again, talking here about like a level of competitiveness here. It's like jealousy that could play a role here as well. We have the Buddha. The Buddha prepares to see things as they are. That's what we're being prepared for, perhaps, in this connection. We have weakness is a choice, and this is a reflection of our own weakness, but also the weakness of the Divine Masculine, who is being presented with a beautiful opportunity with you. We have here the Black Star. I think of Aquarius. We have a lot of Aquarius on the board today. And there's this fish bones reminds me of the Ten of Swords. So again, eliminating expectations is going to be very important. But Spirit says that this next chapter might just be a really important chapter of your life to embrace, so that we can learn how to have fun, so we can allow this connection to take us where it's supposed to take us. We have the Key. We have the Baby Shark. And we also have here commitment cycles for Divine Masculine, perhaps somebody with a bit of a commitment issue at first. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me if you choose to, of course. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily, and that link is below as well. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile 2. You were drawn to the Knight of Pentacles, and this is your reading. What will your next relationship be like? What can you expect? What type of connection will it be? When is it going to show up for you? So the Knight of Pentacles can usually be a very reliable energy that comes into your life. Somebody who is kind of prepared to be dedicated, somebody who is willing to sort of prove themselves. There is a feeling of patience perhaps being associated with the Knight of Pentacles as well. You'll even notice that there's like a beautiful group of flowers around the neck, and they just gave me the sense of like taking a vacation. So this could be somebody that perhaps does like to travel. They're also highlighting the fact that this is a dappled gray horse, so there could be a reference to their hair. Could be a reference. Oops, just grabbing a deck. Could just be a reference to kind of their countenance, like a maturity level. that exists in this person. But let's take a look here and see your next relationship. Who, what, and when. Who is coming into your life? What type of connection is it? When are they showing up? Maybe you've been patient and that's why the Knight of Pentacles is here. We have the King of Wands coming out first. We have the Tower. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. Back of the deck, we do have the Magician, and we have the Four of Swords. There's the Two of Pentacles. Let's clarify this as we go forward. Details about your next relationship. The Hanged Man. The Ten of Cups. The Knight of Wands. Now I'm getting a very interesting message actually coming through, and this is a reading for the collective, so please take the messages as they resonate, and if it doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading, because I get multiple scenarios that come through, but I am getting a very interesting storyline here. Four of Wands. Now for someone watching, and this may be a very specific message, the beginnings of this connection may have started a little bit deceptively, like there could have been lies associated with it. There could have been a commitment cycle. It's like somebody could have been stepping outside of a commitment cycle. I feel like your next connection could be with this person, for instance. If our scenario matches that description, if there is a commitment cycle and maybe somebody's been stepping outside of it, and maybe we've been invested in this situation for a really long time, I think that there could be a Tower moment where things come to light, and this creates sort of an opportunity for you, but also struggle for the other person. We have the Queen of Swords. Here we have the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. And because there's a situation where it feels like somebody's walking away from a commitment cycle in order to come towards something new with you, for instance, because somebody, again, is walking away, and there is like I feel like maybe you've been waiting for this to happen, or this has taken some time for this to come about. And the truth is you're in love, and I feel like this person's in love. I feel like the two of you have fallen for each other despite perhaps circumstances, and it's like you're just waiting for things to be revealed. You're waiting for somebody to take action. I don't think that this person is necessarily going to take the action to create the implosion, but I think their actions are going to come to light, and it creates the Tower moment. There have been perhaps masks that have been worn in this scenario as well. And it does create a little bit of a challenge for us to get to that point of connection and deep commitment. But Spirit says with determination, we can get through the tough times. We can get through the struggle. Now, again, you may be waiting for this, and this may be yet to happen. It's like perhaps this implosion hasn't happened. The Tower has not fallen yet. We're still sitting in a place of secrecy, and we're still taking action in this connection. So we could already be talking about a connection that's already in full swing. We just haven't moved into the commitment cycle, and that could be where your curiosity leads you. You could be asking this question because you wonder if you're going to maintain in this connection, or if you're moving into something new. And Spirit says that they do feel like this will proceed, but they do feel like it might take some time for all of this to come to light and all of this to happen. So you may be waiting for this specific person to join you. And I feel like you really are in love with them, and that's really the challenge of the situation, because you feel like you can't do anything but wait until they make decisions in their environment. And I feel like you have this determination of like, I know that it's worth the wait for you, or you feel like it's really worth the wait, but we can't deny that there is like a bit of a reality here that does sting. And they say that the reality is connected to timing, connected to, again, like too many cooks in the kitchen. So this reality could also be stinging us for the future, perhaps. Here's the Ten of Swords. And we have the Ten of Swords multiple times because it feels like a situation where you're in love and you're waiting for things to come to a close. You're waiting for cycles to end. So it feels like you're already sort of invested in this connection in some way. Here's the Lovers. And they're saying that the progress of like moving into like a full-fledged connection where it's under the sun and everyone can see it, it's slow because of the fear of bringing everything to light. Here's the fear from the sun, but there's the Page. Spirit says as the Page is tiptoeing through the mushrooms here, a symbol of slow growth, the tower is going to fall. So as the Page, so as you're watching, as you're observing, Spirit says a tower is coming to a close, and they do feel like this tower might fall within the next 10 months. Which again could be the frustration element of your time frame. It's like if Spirit gives you a time frame of 10 months before their tower falls, you could like throw yourself on the beach and say, that sounds like forever because I've already been waiting. But that's what this, they're really highlighting the gray of that sky and grounding ourselves to the reality of the situation and the reality of how time is a factor because of the complexities of the situation as well. And so they're asking us to look above our over emotional response to that time frame. Let's ask about the type of connection you are going to experience. We do have the Four of Pentacles coming out with the Seven of Pentacles. And they're saying, sorry, my throat is closing. They're saying that the person that you're going to be in this connection with, or are perhaps currently invested in this connection with, that they are, it's like they consider you this upgrade. But there is a reality about how they feel a little bit greedy in this moment, or they feel selfish in this moment. And that's why they are also slowing down their investment, especially when it comes to moving, like moving out of a home, moving in with you, for instance. So they are seeing the two of you perhaps moving in together. Again, with the Seven of Pentacles, that can be an aspect of time being a very important factor and patience needing to be a virtue. It's the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. And there's still a to-do list before we can transition into this connection. It's like the to-do list may be somebody walking away from another investment at this time. Then we have the Six of Swords. And we have the High Priestess with the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles does show success overall. Even if there is a time constraint or even if we have to show patience, it does show that if we can eliminate distractions and keep focused on the goal, that we can arrive there. But there's like this period of having to look above, having to wait for the Divine Masculine perhaps, or the Divine Feminine, whichever side of the coin, in order to transition together and to move on together. It seems like it's like we have to go into a period of peaceful transition, or someone's waiting to be able to move into a peaceful transition. Now, it may not be completely peaceful with the Tower falling, if I'm honest, but again, nothing is insurmountable with determination. Now, let's take a look at the time frame here. When will this connection, when will this relationship open up? We have that Seven of Swords again coming out here. When it comes to the time frame, here is the Four of Wands and there's the Moon. Now the Four of Wands is the trigger about what we need to release within the Moon. And the Seven of Swords says that the time frame will be contingent upon honesty, or conflict coming to the surface perhaps. They are highlighting piracy here and this idea of like jumping ship or making off with something that doesn't belong to me in the moment. So they're just highlighting honesty, being honest with ourselves and others is going to be the pivotal turning point and the trigger that leads to the growth. I just saw the Ace of Pentacles, and here's the Three of Cups. They say that for someone watching, the bubble is going to burst between the next 3 to 10 months. So this Tower energy, things coming to light, is going to happen within the next 3 to 10 months. So within this year. And then we start to see progress from there. We start to see peaceful transitions of almost power is what it feels like. Here's Justice, and there is the Star. And you'll notice here with the Justice, it does speak about balance and about kind of facing the consequences, both good and bad, of that Justice energy as well, and having to embrace a period of in-between here. And Spirit does say that maybe for someone watching, you may have been waiting this last like year, maybe 2. But here's the Two of Cups. And ultimately we do see, after a period of having to like sort of pussyfoot around a situation, we do see the two of you being able to transition together perhaps. There's also speaking about vacations that you might actually take in this interim or in this in-between as well. Sorry, my throat's closing because of my cold. We have Surrender to the Divine. Back of deck says expect powerful change as well. And I believe that card came out for pile number 1 as well. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. We have the Nine of Swords coming in. The Fool. And we have the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands is reversed, and there's like somebody who's afraid to take leaps of faith now because they don't want to deal with drama. Or deal with obstacles. And so there's like this fear with the Nine of Swords of like reliving the same day, and it's like it's almost torturous when the Nine of Swords is in reverse for me, because it just feels like I want to heal myself from the extreme torment of the situation, but it feels like this pinwheel situation as well. There's also a feeling of like a fair fight, or putting us into a position for a fair fight. We have S and E. We also have the whale tail from the Divine Feminine, expressing ourselves. Here's the Pirate skull and crossbones. When it comes to reality, transition, and grief, there's something here that is interrupting the transition. We have a wrench in our plans. And then we have this quote from Marilyn Monroe, give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world. And they're really highlighting like an hourglass figure. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading. And I update that shop every day, so keep checking back. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the Knight of Swords, and this is your reading. What is your next relationship going to be like? Who is coming in? What type of connection will it be? And when can you expect them? Now, the Knight of Swords is a very quick moving knight. So this could be an indication of time frame of when this person's flying into your life, for instance. It's also the White Horse. So they could have really good intentions, which is really good too. I always think of the Knight of Swords as somebody who's really quick-witted and somebody very funny. Maybe even somebody with a lot of energy as well. And also somebody with perhaps a lot of preconceived ideas that come from like youth. So they have pretty firm sort of ideas about life, but they're also the type of person to learn and to seek information. And when they get information that they feel like serves them, they do usually change their opinion. So let's take a look and see what you can expect out of your next connection. Your next, already out of the deck. Here we have the Justice coming through. It's coming in reverse. A lot of Libra energy. We have the Four of Coins. Spirit just said there could be travel associated with this next connection. We have the King of Wands. We have the Emperor. A lot of Aries energy coming through now. We have the Queen of Swords. Back of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Devil. And they're actually asking us, they're cautioning us not to jump to conclusions too quickly about this person or about this connection. Because they're saying that there are a few little obstacles that could get in the way or that could kind of influence us. And they say that that distance might be a bit of an obstacle. So this could be a bit of a long distance connection, or maybe not even extremely long distance, but enough that it requires work. It's like we have to work to travel to each other. Here's the Four of Wands. Ace of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Because I feel like that's the reality. I feel like once we start to discuss, and there's this aspect about transition, an aspect about travel that seems to be an issue here. Now, Spirit says sometimes we will pick up on just a challenge within a new connection and we'll grab onto it because it almost gives us an excuse to sabotage a really good opportunity. That's where they're asking you not to jump to conclusions. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Ten of Swords with the Two of Swords. This person's actually a really emotional person that's coming into your life, but they don't like to show it. This person doesn't like the idea of emotion, and they feel sort of really masculine or really, and it doesn't have to do with gender, but they feel very masculine in nature. And this could mean that they have like a very strict idea about masculinity and about how that gets projected. They're a very perhaps traditional type of person as well. Here's the Four of Swords, there's the Six of Swords. And it's not that they don't have emotions, they have lots of them. It's just that sometimes they don't like to show them. They feel like they have to keep those emotions in check here. Because I feel like they have this reaction to challenges, or you have reactions to challenges. Again, I feel like the only real challenge is having to put effort into distance, or especially travel. They keep highlighting travel as an issue for this connection. And I will also say this is not the type of person that is very spiritual in nature. They feel very grounded in a perspective, and that might not include things like spirituality, at least not a non-traditional version of spirituality like tarot, like divination tools. They may be very traditional when it comes to their religious practices or with their religious upbringing perhaps as well. This person is very passionate though, and they have a lot of goals. And this is also the type of person that in an ideal situation, in a commitment cycle, they would be the breadwinner, and the divine feminine perhaps would even be like a homemaker. It's like a caretaker. This is not the type of person either that is going to be very vocal about where they think the connection is headed, because that's part of their protection cycle. That's where perhaps you mustn't also jump to conclusions about where you think it's going versus where it's actually going. The truth is, I feel like there's a lot of potential with this connection. We have career as a factor. Virgo energy coming out as well, September. Oops. Some challenges to overcome when it comes to conceptions of new ideas and business opportunities. I do feel like this person could be the type that wants to be an entrepreneur, or they might have a side hustle at this moment. Like they have dreams, and they are the creative type. It says unsuccessful outcomes to problems. But this is where I feel like they kind of hit a wall. If they get a disappointment, they have an emotional reaction to it. And sometimes that can help burn bridges for them because they have these emotional reactions, and because the emotional reaction is actually coming from a place of grief, but they don't allow themselves to express that type of emotion. We have here, someone is leaving your life. The chair empty. And love, deep affection, and caring. Now, they're not showing me necessarily the ending of the situation. This could be the representation of somebody from your past, something coming to a close for you, ultimately, in order to help this move forward. We have time to go out and have some fun. So if you have just ended a cycle, and maybe you're not in it for commitment, maybe that's what the Knight of Swords is also representing. It's just somebody who wants to go forward, not being completely sure of where that forward momentum, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords is taking us, because you're not ready perhaps for a full-fledged commitment. There is a reference here of just spending some time exploring, spending some time getting to know this person, but they do feel like you might end up falling in love with this person, if I'm honest with you. That even if you're not feeling like you are perhaps ready for movement, growth, commitment cycles, that this could be presenting an option for you in the future, and that you don't have to be focused on that. You don't have to arrive at any expectation, but they're encouraging you to just have fun with this connection and see where it leads you. Don't let your past hold you back. So if you have just ended a cycle, or this person has just ended a cycle, don't let any of those minute details stop you from progress at this time, because the end of a tough cycle is approaching for you. And look at the bigger picture. Show the world the real you. Let's ask Spirit what that bigger picture looks like. What does that bigger picture look like, please, for pile number 3? Two of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups coming in. 17 of the Star of Aquarius as well, and there's the Page of Pentacles. So we start at the opportunity with the Page of Pentacles, and yet it carries us so far if we decide to follow through. This is going to lead to full-fledged relationships. And it feels like the Divine Feminine passing the torch from a past recent connection to somebody new. Can you give us a time frame, please, Spirit, of when this might evolve for us? Spirit says in as little as about a month's time, or 4 weeks, there is going to be change that comes into your life. And it's very important for us to take the inspiration and follow it. So the inspiration could be to go online, to go for a walk, to say yes to a date, for instance. It's very important to say yes at that time, but it's coming in quickly within this next 4 weeks, within the next month. Here's the Queen of Wands. Page of Pentacles at the back of deck, and here's the Hierophant. It seems like your higher self knows something you don't about this opportunity. That's why they're asking you not to jump to any conclusions. When we hit some obstacles, if your obstacle in and of itself starts out because we have closed out old cycles and we're moving into new cycles and we're not quite ready for change or to be challenged in any way, Spirit says surrender to the change that's coming in for you anyway, because your higher self seems to know that it could be leading to commitment for some of the collective that is watching here. And either way, it may be putting you in the exact right position that you need to be in for the next chapter of your life. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 3, please. They say that this person's really funny as well. But it's like their jokes are very fast. It's like one-liners. It's like very, very quick, punchline-y type of jokes. Here we have the 2 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. They're coming in reversed at this time. And they are speaking here about forgiveness cycles and moving on. So you could be in the process of like, I'm not interested in a relationship. I'm not interested in the relationship. I didn't feel supported in my last relationship. I'm not interested in experiencing that again. But this is a part of that grief cycle that you're in, and you don't see what Spirit has in store for you in the future. So even if you don't feel interested in a relationship, that's where Spirit's asking you to kind of trust in where you're being led. Don't trust your perspective right now, because it could be surrounded by grief at this time. We have the Buddha coming in. The Buddha prepares for change. We have LB. We have Cancer energy coming through. That could be from the Divine Feminine. They're also highlighting your intuition and making sure that you're honoring your own intuition. We have the letter G. We have the American flag. And we also have the carrot. So it's like Spirit's actually dangling this carrot in front of us and encouraging you to include yourself in this cycle. Even if you aren't interested in a relationship at this time, you may feel kind of inspired by this connection to move forward. We have October being significant. We also have here the Dagaz rune, the Dawn rune, so keeping your head high, following the sun. We have a lot of electricity in the attraction between the two of you. And we have the blue musical note. So this person could be very inspired by music. As I said, they're very creative. So they could have some type of hopes for their own business in the future. They could have a very strong entrepreneurial spirit. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I hope you, that link is below. You can also check out my Instagram link as well. We just do little posts there. Sometimes I do free readings or free giveaways over on Instagram, so you can check out that link as well. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.